ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Friday night. Championship night for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series as the Loose Lug Nuts and TWC VMs rolls in here to Richmond International Raceway for 130 laps of championship street stock race action. Drivers are putting down their best qualifying times, being ready to go for this race. So we're going to go to playing of the national anthem. When we come back, we'll tell you who's in the fight for it here tonight. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a championship race coming your way. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network this Friday night. Championship race taking place here at Richmond International Raceway as the Bump and Run Street Stock Series looks to make their way to race number 8 in this championship race around this track here this evening. As drivers are making their way to the grid, let's take a look at the action and see where your drivers will start here this evening. Taking a look at the grid, right there it is. Jeffrey Wood, Thomas Axum up front. Wes Holland, Dustin Covington. Back in the second row, Bob Wells, Jason Covington. Stephen Kinney, Craig Covington. Take a look at that, 4, 6, and 8. 3 rows of Covington right there. Charles Lara, AJ Brissett rounding out your top 10. Niles Clyde, Jonathan Smith. Shane McCurry, Danny Lawson back After a little incident, was hospitalized. He's coming back tonight to race in the championship race. Alan Madding, Ted Quinzel, Brian Tribble, Daniel Haney, James Haney, David Johnson through 20, Billy Wise, Keith Haney, Jeffrey Conscious, Travis Zudema, and John Hendrick starting shotgun on the field here in this championship race. Tonight's sponsors, RaceGear.com. RaceGear.com, the wise guys over the top paints and designs. RaceGear.com, you can check out a lot of great information there as far as race articles, as well as some nice race material for the fans, by the fans, folks. And it looks like Thomas Axum is ready to go, as he's going to pretty much beat the pace car off the grid. Into the backstretch they go. Tonight's race information on the screen for you here. The 7/10 of a mile track. 78 degrees in the air, 78 degrees matching on the track. Warmer night, 55% humidity, partly cloudy for this championship race. As they cross over, one more lap of pace action to go. Keep an eye on that 4 car that you see starting third here tonight. West Holland, Wreckham West, Jimmy John's Chevrolet, the number 4 car. At top in points, just by 6 points coming in tonight over the rookie, 0.33 of A.J. Brissett. We'll have to see who gets there. Brian Tribble and Bob Wells, as well as Johnny Smith, are your top 5 coming into this championship race. It looks like the pace car's into the pits. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Green, green, green.
Green flag flies, and we are off to the race here at Richmond. Into the backstretch here on lap number 1. Jeffrey Wood to the inside.
Right,
We've got a caution down the backstretch. And it looks like Danny Lawson involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Here's the restart. We're going to follow Lawson. Looks to be having a little connection issues. And just smacks the wall coming right out of 2. Looks like everybody, Brian Tribble back there, top 5 in points, swings wide to miss him. And it looks like everybody does a good job of avoiding as much contact as possible. As you see the 0.49 there of Daniel Haney, one of the newer rookies. Barely missing it. Travis Zudema is able to get down to the wall in time to be able to beat the oncoming Danny Lawson. Or Daniel. Yeah, Daniel Lawson is the driver there, folks. Not sure why our software is messing up on us, but do apologize. So while we are under at least 1.5 more laps of pacing, see if we can get West Holland on the line for you. Get his thoughts about coming into this championship night. West Holland, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Championship night here at Richmond. You come in 6 points ahead of rookie A.J. Brissett. Tell us what's the mindset for the 4-car here this evening.
I'm just going to try to keep it clean, man. Try to stay out of incidents and finish as far as I can in front of Brissett as I can.
Is there any particular strategy that you were thinking about as far as taking on this 7/10 of a mile track?
Yeah, go out there and lead every lap and win the race.
That sounds pretty simple. Is there any thanks or shout out you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Well, of course, you guys with the broadcast network and John and Jeff for putting this stuff on each and every week, and all of our sponsors, Race Gear and SMH 360.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the laps to come there, bud.
Thank you, sir.
Championship interview for the leader in points here tonight on lap number 5. We're going to be set to go green here on lap 6 as the pace car looks to head into the pits, this time by there goes the pace car.
Green flag,
Axum
green flag.
gets the green flag. We are back to the race on lap 6. And it looks like a clean entry into the backstretch. Thomas Axum still at the race lead. In second position comes West Holland. Right behind him is Jeffrey Wood. In third position in a slew of Covington as rookie Dustin Covington ahead of Jason Covington. A little side-by-side action right there. The 038 of Dustin Covington to the outside of Jason Covington. All family members there. Stephen Kinney back there in 6th position. Father Craig Covington in the Lowe's 96. In 7th, Bad Bob Wells. 8th, A.J. Brissett right there in 9th. And Johnny Smith, the rookie, 035, rounding out your top 10. Keep an eye on the 033 car. He is the one contending for points coming into tonight. Just 6 points back from West Holland. So the Driven Motorsports Chevrolet of A.J. Brissett. He's got a lot of work ahead of him early on here in this championship race. Back up front, Thomas Axum heading his way towards the backstretch now. West Holland right there behind him, just about 0.2 of a second behind the Axum Trucking 13 car. Single file line for the most part. Craig Covington with a little side-by-side action as A.J. Brissett to the inside. Now behind Bad Bob Wells, A.J. Brissett has moved up to 8th position and continues to try to dig towards 7th as he creeps up to the bumper of Bob Wells. Looks to the inside across the start-finish line. It's going to be a turn 1 and 2 pass on the inside for the 033. Hugging that yellow line, here comes A.J. Brissett out of 2, side by side with Bad Bob Wells. The rookie is hungry for a victory here tonight. Although it's going to take a little bit, 6 points behind. He definitely needs to finish first and be a few spots ahead of Wreckham West Holland. And now there you have it, A.J. Brissett in the 7th position here on lap 12, already moving up. Started 10th on the night, up 3 positions in the first 12 laps. But don't look too quick now up front. Battle for the race lead is West Holland to the inside of Thomas Axum. Into the backstretch, the number 4 car looks like he's going to take over the race lead. To the inside on turn number 3 in West Holland. Now ready to lead some laps here at Richmond. Across the start-finish line into lap 14. He'll pick up his first lap lead on the night. Back in 3rd position behind Thomas Axum is Jason Covington. Been a solid top 5 driver all season long, but here comes Thomas Axum, ready to come back to the inside. Although you see the 13 car up front, he's not really battling for points. He's been a top 15 in points all year, part-time driver, but he does have at least 2 victories in this 10-race series. So he's going to be a formidable opponent tonight for the 4 car to be able to hold on to the lead and get some laps led. And now Holland back to the inside. Little flip-flop action, matching in tandem. Here comes the 10 of Jason Covington going to battle for the race lead. He'll be side by side with Axum in turns 1 and 2 to the inside of Axum Covington. Now looks for an inside pass before 3. Can he do it? He's going to get it down. Not quite enough clear. There, he's got the clear. So Axum settles up in 3rd. Tries a little crossover maneuver to the inside. A battle well wanted by that 4 car up front. With the 2 guys battling side by side behind him, he's able to pull away just a little bit. About a 4/10 of a second gap over Thomas Axum in 2nd position. Into lap number 18 they go. Holland still at the helm of the field. Checking in on our rookie 2nd in points, now up to 6th position, right behind Dustin Covington. And he's going to look for a top 5 here before turn 3. Sways it out. Was looking to get down before the 038. Not going to happen this time by, as he's really trying to drive the wheels off of that car. Brian Tribble, 3rd in points coming into tonight. Trying to get up towards the front. Back in 11th position as the Nationwide Coldwell Banker Chevrolet, number 22, looks to move a little bit off the pace here this evening. Looked really solid in the first 5 races of this series, has fallen off these last couple. Had a incident-plagued week last week. He's trying to bounce back here at Richmond this evening. AJ Brissett now still trying to get around as he's got Jeff Wood to the high side, Dustin Covington to the low side. Jason Covington just ahead, battling with Thomas Axum for the lead. These guys have come to race here tonight. First caution flag of the night coming out on the first lap, just out of turn 2. They've been green ever since lap 6. Holland to the inside of Axum, fighting for that race lead. Oh, and the round goes Bad Bob Wells. And he's going to smack the wall really hard. Question is, was there any contact from Stephen Kinney on the exit of 2? And it looks like, as we slow it down, a little bit of contact with Kinney. He's got enough to pinch and bring around the 38 car of Bad Bob Wells. He's going to go for a spin. He'll get some assistance there as well. Looks to be from the 12 car to the inside. Or the 121 of Charles Lahr, maybe. And he'll go and hit the wall. So that's going to bring everybody down pit road. Brian Tribble is going to stay out. Everybody comes down for some tires and for some fuel. With that being said, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way as 24 laps in the books here in Richmond.
How much longer do you want to wait for Dave to talk about this dart release?
Why? What's he doing?
I'm pretty sure he's playing Pokemon again.
Again?
Yes, again.
Welcome back to the championship night here at Richmond for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Been a battle up front, a lot of laps led shared amongst Thomas Axum, West Hall, and Jason Covington. Total of 23 laps amongst all of those guys. A couple other laps between Brian Tribble and Jeffrey Wood, as Tribble stayed out to pit 1 lap later than the main guys coming out on the field. Pace car set to go into the pits, this time by Axum and Holland up front. There goes the pace car. Axum takes him out of turn 4.
Green flag.
There's the green flag. We are back to the race on lap 28. Axum to the inside. Jason Covington, Wes Holland battling for second position. Covington to the inside. Here comes Stephen Kinney. Into the front stretch. Covington ahead of Holland. Holland looks to the inside. Right in front of the rookie, Stephen Kinney. Into the backstretch yet again, and West Holland now on the move. Stephen Kinney right there behind him. As they come down the front stretch, Kinney really on the bumper of Holland. To the high side, Jason Covington. 3 wide action into turn 1. As Kinney's going to run Holland up the track. He's going to take over second. If you needed some bump and run, there was a little bit of a bump, and boy did Kinney run underneath Holland there. Holland's able to maintain composure. One of the few drivers out there that you'll find that can take a licking from other drivers on the field, but still somehow, some way be able to salvage it, save any incident, and regain some momentum, especially at shorter tracks like this. As now Holland to the outside of Dustin Covington. The battle for third position. Jason Covington back behind him. Covington's to the inside, not quite 3 wide action, as Holland now on that outside groove appears to be falling off just a little bit off the pace. Here comes, who's that, folks? There it is, AJ Brissett right behind Jason Covington, up into the wall. And wow, somebody went violently up, and it's going to be Johnny Smith, the 035 car. See exactly what happened with Bob Wells and Johnny Smith. And it was just possibly a little bit of loose action there from Smith. Don't know if there was a helping hand from Bob Wells. Won't receive it. Oh, and Bob's able to go. Oh, he didn't make it. Looked like Bob Wells was going to get around Johnny Smith, but just in time, Smith comes back around and hooks the 38. And for the second time here tonight, oh, wow. Heavy hit there from Billy Weiss to the side of Johnny Smith. Rocks that car up in the air. Jeffrey Wood locks up the brakes. He's going to make contact with that inside wall. Jeffrey catches a little arc brake action off Bob Wells as well as Niles Clyde. Those guys are going to go rocking up to the inside. Looks like James Haney in the 013 car able to lock up the brakes in time. And he'll just do a little quick spin around. Heavy damage on some of these cars. So AJ Brissett here tonight, second in points, 6 points behind West Holland for the championship battle here at Richmond. West Holland has gone down pit road. He's back in 11th position now, folks. So Brissett just ahead, about 4 to 5 positions ahead of West Holland. So up front, we got a guy in the 000, David Johnston. Has been with the league since Southern National. Had a chance to talk with this guy early on at Southern National. Pretty much his first race in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Let's go live now and see if we can get a hold of him here. David Johnston, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth.
Hey, what's going on, Dustin?
Well, you find yourself up front here in this championship race. Been with these guys for a few races now. How are you enjoying iRacing and the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League?
It's a lot of fun. Can't complain about anything.
Definitely looking like a good night here for the 000.
Yeah, copy that. I'm praying for rain right now.
All right. Was there anything, so shout out you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Just John and Dustin and everybody. You guys do a great job here. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, buddy, as we're about to go green.
Appreciate it, sir.
There you have it, folks. Again, want to give a shout out to tonight's sponsors, racegear.com, for the fans, by the fans. Some great merchandise you can find on there, as well as great articles all across racing world genres as well. Billy Wise, we've seen the 32 car involved in an incident here, but his band, the Wise Guys, as well as most of the paint schemes you see on these cars, designed by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Make sure you check those guys out on Facebook, folks. Here we go. David Johnson to set the pace. There's the green flag. We are back to the race. Off goes the 000. Sway action from Stephen Kenny back behind Thomas Axum. Brian Tribble now to the outside. He's top and third position overall in points, so he's a top 5 driver here tonight in contention for a championship. Johnson with a little bit of push in turn 4 is going to allow Jeffrey Wood to the inside, Thomas Axum, Stephen Kenny, Brian Tribble alike. Your series points leader back in 8th position, hugging that yellow line, apron action in turn 1 has Jason Covington right behind him. Rookie driver AJ Brissett, second overall in points, now back behind Stephen Kenny in 4th position. Holland on the move. Keep an eye on that Jimmy John's 4 car, folks. There's a driver that knows how to find his way to the front. Both him and Thomas Axum have been it. Axum now behind the 64 Skull car of Jeffrey Wood into the backstretch. Stephen Kenny with the race lead, as it looks like Johnson has fallen off the pace a little bit on the older tires. He's fallen back to about 8th position. Stephen Kenny now into the front stretch, another Driven Motorsports driver. Few of the rookies joining the season are part of that Driven Motorsports team. And here comes Kenny to the backstretch into 3. AJ Brissett behind him. Tell you what, if you want to be up front and you want to stay up front for the most part, it's great to have a teammate. The question is, will teammate Stephen Kenny, who's not really in a points battle for this championship, allow teammate AJ Brissett by and see if they do a little bit of blocking action to keep his teammate up front? We'll have to see, as now Brissett to the bumper of Kenny coming out of 4. Take a look at Holland back there behind Dustin Covington out inside of Thomas Axum as they head into 1. And it looks like Holland's going to be to the inside of Covington. Axum's going to get hung up. Was thinking about coming down, but Jason Covington was right there. So now there is the flip-flop we were expecting to see between the Driven Motorsports guys as Kenny allows teammate AJ Brissett to the front. And And wouldn't you know it, the series points leader right there behind Stephen Kenny. Holland, Kenny protecting that lower groove where Holland's been fast all night. Side by side now as the teammates battle it out. In the backstretch towards turn 3, Holland. Oh, Holland to the high side. AJ Brissett pushes wide. And here comes West Holland. Was going to nearly take it 3 wide. We'll have some 3 wide action up front for the lead into turn 1. As Stephen Kenny has the preferred line down low. AJ Brissett pushing way high. It's going to allow Jason Covington to go by on the inside. Falls back to 4th position here on lap 45. So quickly jumps down to that lower groove to the inside of Thomas Axton. He'll hold on to 4th. Now Jason Covington looking to the inside of West Holland. In the battle for 2nd position, we'll have the favorable line down low in turn 1. Stephen Kenny still out to the race lead, and Dustin Covington's going to get sideways. He'll rejoin the track right there behind Jeff Wood in 8th position.
All right, man.
And it looks like we're going to have a caution flag involved. We talked to him earlier, the 000 of David Johnston. And right there, a little bump from the 042 of Shane McCurry. And around goes the 000, a little battle for the race line on the exit out of that 2nd turn. And around Johnson on those older tires, folks. That is a symptom. Definitely a lot of grip loss, especially getting turned around here on lap 46. We're going to take a short commercial break. Still a lot of championship race action to come your way here for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series this Friday night at Richmond.
Overdrive.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Back under the green here in Richmond this Friday night in the battle for the race lead between West Holland and Bad Bob Wells, a driver that's got turned a couple of times on older tires. We'll see the 4-car to the inside. Holland now looking to take over the race lead out of 2. Dustin Covington behind him. Jason Covington behind Dustin Covington. AJ Brissett back there in 5th position. Has picked up 1 lap lead here tonight, while Wes Holland looking for lap number 7 as he looks his way into the front stretch across that start-finish line. Covington's alike, 2nd and 3rd position. AJ Brissett now to the inside of Bob Wells, moves into 4th position. Here comes Thomas Axum, the 13 car, to the inside of the 38. Axum now moves up into the top 5 as he passes Bad Bob Wells to the inside. Take a look who's outside now behind Wells in 7th position, Brian Tribble, your 3rd place driver in points coming into tonight. Tribble 18 points behind West Holland. A lot can happen yet to come in this race. West Holland up front. Into the first couple turns he goes. Makes his way into the backstretch. Looks to be about 3 to 4 tenths of a second ahead of the 038 rookie Dustin Covington, who's been on fire here at Richmond. Looks like we're going to have another caution flag out, and it looks like the 317 of Alan Madding. Heavy front end damage on that car. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Madding behind Craig Covington. And Madding is going to get loose, smacks the wall. Shane McCurry, Danny Lawson as well are going to go down with him. And those 3 cars are going to bring out the next caution flag on the night. So West Holland will be back down pit road yet again. These street stocks tonight seeing more pit stop action than most NASCAR drivers here in the first 59 laps. Holland tonight, total of 12 laps led with a fast lap time 24.866. Will be right off of pit road, and he's going to kick the cone right out of there. So just look like a quick stop for the 4 car. Pick up some fuel. Thomas Axum in 2nd position. So we had a chance to talk with our driver in the top position. See if we can get the rookie AJ Brissett on the line. Talk a little bit about what it means to be with a little bit of deficit here. Doesn't look like he's available for chat at this time. We do apologize. I want to give a shout out to our race sponsors again tonight. RaceGear.com, for the fans, by the fans. Great merchandise, great racing articles. Check them out on the web at RaceGear.com. Billy Wise's band, The Wise Guys, sponsor in this series, as well as over-the-top paints and designs. A lot of the custom paint schemes you see on these cars here tonight designed by these guys. Make sure to check them out on the web and on Facebook at Over the Top Paints and Designs. As they head towards turn number 2, lights off the pace car. Holland will be setting that pace. Total of 15 laps led here into lap 62. AJ Brissett will be back in 6th position at the restart. Here we go. Pace car's in. The green flag flies. We're back to the race. And Axum already on the bumper of Holland through turn 2. Bob Wells falling heavily off the pace, back to 7th position coming into the backstretch. Holland now up to the race lead, trying to get away from Axum. Stephen Kinney looking to the inside of Jeff Wood. Single file action through turn 4, now into the, or excuse me, turn 2 into the backstretch. Stephen Kinney looking for, oh, and a little bit of push from Wood. Down to the apron, both Jeffrey Wood, Stephen Kinney go to the apron in turn 2. Are able to save the cars. Here, we'll get you a quick replay action of that. Looks like Kinney will be underneath Wood, and he keeps pushing them straight so they keep the car straightened out. Not a lot of damage between the two drivers. Not exactly sure if that resulted in an actual caution there, as both drivers did go down to the apron pretty quick. However, it seems we are back under yellow here tonight for the 6th time. 16 lead changes tonight, folks. 6 total cautions in the first 66 laps of this race. Just over the halfway point. Top 5 currently running on your screen. Holland, Axum, Brissett, Smith, and Wood. Back in 8th position, Brian Tribble. 3rd in points coming in tonight. We're going to see if we can get an interview with this guy as we look to move to the Coldwell Banker Chevrolet, the number 22 of Brian Tribble. This is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Hey, Dusty, how's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. 3rd in points coming into tonight, about 6 to 18 points behind series point leader West Holland. What's your mindset here in Richmond to try to get yourself up to the front?
Well, we're saying prayers. That's how we're starting. But, yeah, I'm just running my own race. What we're trying to do tonight is stay out of AJ's way and Wes's way and let them figure out this points battle, because it really would take a miracle for me to get up there. So tonight's just having a good time back here, really.
And how are you enjoying Richmond overall? Is it one of your favorite tracks, or is it a tougher track for you?
Yeah, man, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. I qualified very poorly, but I don't know what happened there, but just keeping the tires in the car and having a lot of fun. Hopefully we get some green flag laps going, so that'd be good.
All right. Well, is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Well, I'm currently wearing my Rift goggles, so I don't have my spreadsheet in front of me to say who to thank. But thank you, everyone, for putting this on. I really appreciate it.
Now, you say Rift goggles, you mean you're talking about the 3D Oculus Rift, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm rocking the Oculus Rift right now.
Well, one of the few drivers out there to be able to take sim racing to the next level. Kudos to you, sir.
It's accurate. It's really cool. It makes me a little bit slower, but it's all good. I'll take it.
All right. Well, best of luck to you as the lights come off the pace car, Brian.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Neat little factoid tonight. The 22 of Brian Tribble running that 3D unit known as the Oculus Rift out there in the PC world. Able to wear these virtual reality goggles that makes you feel like you're actually in the real race car. Taking his sim racing experience to the next level with that headset. As we head into the 4th turn, pace car will head into the pits as it does now. West Holland to set that pace. Here we go, out of turn 4. The green flag's in the air. Back to the race. Lap 71. Into the front stretch, Holland leads Axum. Behind Axum is Brissett. Your top 2 drivers currently running in the top 3 as they make their way into turn 2. Jeff Wood back there in 4th position, just ahead of the number 10 of Jason Covington. Here comes Thomas Axum, trying to get to the low side of West Holland. Not going to happen. Here comes AJ Brissett as Axum pushes in 4. Brissett trying to climb his way up towards Holland. And it looks like we're going to be back under yellow. And it looks like Alan Manning yet again involved in an incident. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. So Dustin Covington is going to be the one to start it. Alan Manning locking up the brakes heavily will slide to the infield, put some more heavy front end damage on that car. And Danny Lawson, the 077, also getting into the side of Dustin Covington. So tonight, taking a look at the statistics. Again, we showed you the race summary prior. Looks like we're getting about 10 and a half laps before we see a caution flag come out. On par to see a potential 13 in total. Talking about series coming up, what's going to happen after tonight, as this is the championship race for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. In the works, we'll have a chance to talk later on tonight with Jeff Wood a little bit about it, but I believe there's going to be a late model series coming up in a couple of weeks. The Loose Lug Nuts at TWCVM Racing Leagues will take off a week, so we won't be broadcasting next Friday night. They'll have that week off. We'll come back in a couple of weeks and start a new series. I believe the talk in the town is late models. If you are wondering more about the lineup in the Digital Forge world, you can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. There you'll find information on the different leagues that we cover, race articles as well, some gallery of pictures. Previous race that we have broadcasted is out there embedded on our website. A lot of wealth of knowledge that you can find out about these leagues. Of course, our Monday Night League Sim Racing Short Track, or excuse me, the Sim Racing National Showdown Short Track Racing League. They are out there Monday nights, Tuesday nights. Anarchy Motorsports, the only Gen 6 league we cover. Wednesday Night Championship Racing Association and their Modified Madness Tour. Thursday nights just started a new series, Sim Auto Racing Association, the Sarah Racing League, out there with their Super Late Model Series, as well as this league. And we also offer leagues that we've prior broadcasted for, information on them as well if you'd like to know more. Again, check it out on the web, forgebroadcasting.com. Pace car looking to head into the pits here out of 4. Here comes Holland, and that's your 1-2 in points, 1-2 in the race. Here we go. The green flag's back in the air. Off goes Holland. Wood to the inside of Brissett. Again, AJ Brissett just pushing really wide. Second time tonight he's been up in second position, pushed wide in turn 2, and has lost a couple positions, but here comes Brian Tribble. Third overall in points, passing your second in points out of turn 4. And your top 3 in points leads. The guys battling for the championship here tonight find themselves in the top 5 here on lap 80. Down the backstretch into the third turn. Brissett behind Tribble. Though we had a chance to talk with Brian Tribble saying he was going to stay out of the way of Brissett and Holland, I think once he found himself up there in third position, not quite ready to let it go. I think he's content, seeing if he could get some points over this rookie. As Brissett still trails behind him into the third turn here on lap 81. Now Brissett looking to the inside of Tribble. Will beat him down to the low side, looking to move into third position here, coming out of turn 2. He'll get it in the midpoint of turn 2. Now moves into third position in the backstretch. Got another caution flag on the night. And it looks like Alan Manning, Danny Lawson, a few of the drivers that you've seen here tonight involved in some incidents. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. And it looks like Kochis is going to get into the side of Manning as well as Johnston. And McCurry, Kochis, and Lawson spin around in turn number 2. Back under the yellow here tonight. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Still got some more championship racing. It's starting to heat up as the top 3 in points are up there in the top 3 positions here in the race. You don't want to miss it, folks. It's going to be a close one here tonight. Welcome back to Richmond. This Friday night championship race for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series back underway here on lap 90. Thomas Axum, AJ Brissett, Stephen Kinney at the top of the field as Wes Holland went down to pick up some fuel down on pit road after the last caution flag had come out. Holland currently running in 10th position behind Craig Covington. With about 40 laps to go, the question's going to be who will have enough to make it the distance. Not necessarily in talking tires, we're talking fuel at this point. Next caution flag, I imagine you're going to see all the top drivers coming down pit road just to get up a little bit of extra fuel. Thomas Axum currently at the race lead. Total of 25 laps led on the night. AJ Brissett behind him has 6. Stephen Kinney behind him has 7. Jeff Wood 3. So the top 4 drivers here tonight currently running have all led a few laps, to say the least. Axum now into the front stretch out of 4. With a 0.2 of a second lead over the 33 of AJ Brissett, the Driven Motorsports rookie. Second in points, 6 points behind series points leader Wreckham West Holland in that Jimmy John's number 4 Chevrolet. Holland now up to 9th, looking to get around rookie Ted Quinzel, the Jack Daniels machine just ahead of him. Trying to rally that car back to the front. Little side-by-side action between Wood and Kinney. Wood to the inside, Covington to the inside of Kinney. Stephen Kinney's going to fall back off the pace just a little bit. Looks like possible fall to 5th position as Covington to the inside. A little bit of slide there from Johnny Smith into the turn. Johnny Smith, another rookie, part of the Driven Motorsports team. Axum into the backstretch. Holland now up to 8th position around Quinzel. He's got bad Bob Wells just ahead of him. Quinzel, though, remaining with Holland. They're out of turn 4. Thomas Axum into the backstretch. 2 to 3/10 of a second lead now over AJ Brissett. A victory for Brissett would help him tonight. Axum looking to pick up I believe his 3rd victory of the series if he gets victory here tonight. To the inside, AJ Brissett is going to go around Thomas Axum as he pushes in 2. So Brissett winning tonight would pick up his 2nd win in the series. Thomas Axum would pick up his 3rd. Holland would pick up his 3rd. The only other guy to win in the series is Jeffrey Wood. He's had a pair of wins here in this 8-race series. Axum to the inside of Brissett. Brissett going to push high yet again as they make their way into the front stretch. So Axum will go back to the race lead. Brissett falls back to 2nd position. Jeffrey Wood in 3rd. Jeffrey Wood tonight 6th overall in points coming in. 45 points behind Holland. Now Brissett to the inside of Axum here on lap 100. Down the back stretch, a little side-by-side action. One of the things we've seen develop out of Thomas Axum in the last few seasons here at the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League is his ability to be a clean, less aggressive driver, or if he does go on the move, he definitely is a little bit more clean about it. A lot of maturity there in that driver. That's to the outside of AJ Brissett. Prior seasons, you would have seen this 13 car making some really aggressive moves, causing a lot of incidents. And just a kudos testament to the developed racecraft there from the 13 car, Thomas Axum. AJ Brissett to the inside, still at the race lead. Here comes Jeff Wood to the inside. Jason Covington behind Jeff Wood. Stephen Kinney back there in 5th position. Holland now up to 6th, looking to get around Kinney. Kinney trying to run Holland down towards the apron. Will stay up in the middle groove. He's going to come around. Ooh, almost a little contact between the two. They'll have some side-by-side action. Kenny gives it right back to Holland. And Kenny to the high side in 3, avoiding contact with West Holland. So Holland now on the move into the top 5, making his way up towards Jason Covington. Brissett still at the lead, total of 11 laps led here tonight. Holland has 35. Working the lower groove through turns 1 and 2. Into the backstretch, Jeff Wood to the inside of Thomas Axum. Nothing doing there. Will not be able to get down low before 3. So Wood will stay in 3rd position, but he's going to try a little bump action into the front stretch. Holland now off the pace just a little bit, about 1.2 seconds behind your race leader. This would make things interesting if we were to finish this way. Gotta wonder where the points would lie, if AJ Brissett would have enough to be able to beat West Holland. But now Thomas Axum to the inside. We'll go back to the race lead. Here comes Jeff Wood to the inside of Brissett. In the backstretch. Wood to the inside of Brissett. Brissett's going to push to the high side. Covington to the inside. And take a look who's behind Brissett. Here's series points leader, West Holland. As they move into lap 108, the first couple turns. Brissett now back in 4th position behind Jason Covington and West Holland. Back there. Here comes Brissett to the inside. Covington going to protect that inside lane to avoid a pass. Jeff Wood's going to push high to the higher groove, which allows the 33 car to the inside. Holland now to the outside, working that outside groove. It looks like it's starting to come in as speed being a factor on the outside, and he's able to carry it. Now Holland looks to the inside. Oh, a little bump action there to AJ Brissett. Will give him the inside lead and the advantage into the 3rd and 4th turn. Here comes West Holland. And the 1-2 guys yet again finding themselves side by side here on lap 110. Next time by, it's 20 laps to go as the number 4 of West Holland to the inside of the rookie. In the backstretch, Covington is going to get bumped. And that is going to bring out another caution flag on the night. I believe that was a helping hand from Wreckham West Holland. We'll have to go back and take a look. Run back the replay here. See if we can capture what happened. Was there any helping hand to it? No, it was a contact with Jeff Wood. So from the angle it looked like Holland was right there with him, but Holland wasn't even close. It was just sheer contact with Jeff Wood sending the 10 car around. And Jason Covington is going to go for a spin to the inside, not able to get off the apron quick enough. And the next caution flag on the night's going to fly, making it a total of 9 cautions here. Pretty much have worked our way under the 10 and a half laps. So in the 111 laps complete, 26 lead changes, folks. 26 lead changes. Unbelievable. Of course, some of those lead changes coming with pit action. Speaking of pit action, Axum making his way off pit road. So Bad Bob Wells is going to stay out front with Niles Clyde at least for another lap. Jeff Wood back in 3rd. Holland goes back to 6th. Brissett to 7th. Should be the final pit stop on the night. Again, want to give a shout out to our sponsors here tonight, racegear.com. Can't say enough about the awesomeness of this website. Great race articles as well as great merchandise. Make sure you check them out on the web at racegear.com. Billy Wise, the Wise Guys Band, sponsor in the series, as well as over-the-top paints and designs. A lot of the custom paint you see on these cars here tonight, folks, done by John Hedrick at Over the Top Paints and Designs. Make sure you check those guys out on Facebook. It'll be under 15 laps to go when we get the green flag. Current top 5 running on your screen to the left. Bad Bob Wells, Niles Clyde, Jeff Wood, Thomas Axum, Stephen Kenny. Warmer conditions here tonight, close to 80 degrees in both the air and track temperature at the start of this race. A lot of rubber's been put down here. Favorable, we'll say moderate track conditions coming into tonight's race. Low humidity. As the lights come off the pace car, it's going to be 15 laps remaining in the race. Niles Clyde will be to the outside of Bad Bob Wells. Axum to the outside of Wood. Holland to the outside of Kenny. And Jason Covington is going to be to the outside of A.J. Brissett. Or excuse me, Ted Quinzel will be to the outside of A.J. Brissett. Here we go. Pace car set to head into the pits this time by. There it goes. Bad Bob Wells with the pace. Green flags in the air, and we're back to the race on lap 116. Niles Clyde pushes really high in turn 2. Around goes Company. As Wells, Wood, Kenny, Axum, and Holland got hung up in the mess. He's going to fall back to 8th position. Little contact there with Niles Clyde to the outside of Brian Tribble. Right there behind A.J. Brissett. Wes Holland now has Brian Tribble. Take a look at that action, folks. Tribble 3rd in points, Holland 1st, Brissett in 2nd. Top 3 in points right around each other. Thomas Axum to the inside of Jeff Wood behind Stephen Kenny. And Wells and Kenny going to have a little contact through turn number 2. Down the backstretch into the 3rd turn they go. Kenny out in front. Teammate A.J. Brissett in between is Thomas Axum. Split 2 wide action behind the 033 as Tribble looks to the inside of Brissett. Holland now to the inside of Brissett out of turn number 2. Again, nice little 1-2, and down goes Brissett, protecting that inside. Going to force Holland up to the high side to pass. Tribble nearly getting run down to the apron by Stephen Kenny. Tribble's going to slow up that lower groove, allow his teammate to get by. Will it happen? Brissett now looking to the inside. Tribble's going to slide. Tribble slides to the apron. Big break there for both A.J. Brissett and Wes Holland, but Stephen Kenny side-by-side action for the race lead out of 4. Across that start-finish line, 20 laps now remain, or excuse me, 10 laps now remain. This late in the race, and my math is off by 10, folks. 10 laps to go. Kenny now looking to get around the 13 of Axum. Holland's around Brissett. The 1-2 in points right there in 3rd and 4th. Out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. With 9 laps to go. Thomas Axum looking to the inside of Stephen Kinney. Brissett looks to the inside of Holland. Kinney's going to push. Axum goes around, takes back over the race lead. He'll pick up a total of 39 laps led this time by, with 8 laps remaining in the race. In the backstretch, Thomas Axum begins to pull away. Been a very dominant driver, though he is a part-time driver in the series. When he does show up, looks to be a dominant car on the field, and we've got a yellow flag in the air. And not seeing anybody spun out. It looks like this one's going to be a debris caution, folks. I think a piece of Alan Madding's car, you see the front end pretty bashed up, was found on the backstretch. So a little debris caution here with about 7 laps to go is going to shave 4 laps off the lap count. Makes things definitely really interesting here at Richmond, to say the least. Going to look to snag an interview with our current race leader, Thomas Axum. We had a chance to talk with this guy earlier in the season. He's got a couple of victories, looking to pick up victory number 3 here tonight as we look to head on down to the Tom Axum Trucking 13 car. Thomas Axum, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yep.
Well, tonight, find yourself a total of 41 laps led. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this one. What are your thoughts on the finish?
Just really hoping I can get a good start, hit all the shifts, and just hit my marks and try and get a nice picture in victory lane.
Talking about street stock racing, you've been pretty dominant in the street stocks, as we have been able to cover you in another series, the Short Track National Showdown Series. You picked up the championship win there. What kind of experience getting that championship victory carrying over in tonight do you have at this Richmond track?
I've never been here with this car, and I've only been here once, but I definitely love the track, and I love the car more than anything else. I find this definitely one of the best cars on the service, so I tend to run it a lot, and that league helped me a lot. There's some good competition there, and there's some awesome competition here, and I just like to practice here, and it's a lot of fun running this car with all these people. A lot of fun.
Though, you know, being a part-time driver in this series, not really in it for points here tonight, what does it mean to you to have the 1-2 guys right there back in 3rd and 4th?
Definitely, if I find out that they're both faster than me, I'll let them sort their points out, but really hoping that they're not going to be faster than me, and try and stay out of everybody's way if I need to, and try and stay clean and finish in victory lane.
All right. Was there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give? It looks like we're going to have a 2-lap shootout here.
Digital Forge Broadcasting, Loose Lug Nuts, and Tom Axum Trucking.
All right. Best of luck to you in the remainder of the race and that 2-lap shootout when we go back green.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. A little interview there with the mac and cheese machine, as they call it. Yellow and blue, looks like a Kraft macaroni and cheese box. Tom Axum Trucking on there, and a very dominant driver, the 13 of Thomas Axum. As said, folks, it's going to be a 2-lap shootout as we come across the start-finish line here. The lights will come off the pace car with 3 to go. Green flag will fly with 2 to go. By the time these guys make it around, we'll have a white flag in the air. If you wanted drama, if you wanted intensity, if you wanted to have your hair stand up on your arm, this is the time where it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Championship race. 1-2 in points, side by side, 6 points separated coming in tonight. Teammate of AJ Brissett to the high side of Axum. What is going to happen? 2-lap shootout. The drama is about to unfold as the pace car looks to head into the pits one final time. Here comes Thomas Axum as the green flag flies in the air. 2 laps to go in the championship race for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Axum will carry the lead. Brissett pushing way wide into. He's done it multiple times here tonight. That may have cost him his chance at victory here at Richmond. Axum, though, the fast car out of 4. Stephen Kinney trying to hold off West Holland. White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Stephen Kinney's going to go down and smacks the apron. A lot of drivers are going to get collected. No caution flag's going to fly on the white flag lap. Jeffrey Wood looks like he's going to beat out A.J. Brissett. Brissett back in 4th. Here comes Thomas Axum. Out of turn number 4 to victory lane. The 13 of Thomas Axum will pick up victory. West Holland in 2nd. Celebratory fireworks in the air off the backstretch. And I believe that is going to get it done as West Holland will pick up this championship here in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Though a part-time driver in this series, when this guy shows up, victory lane is never that far out of reach. And Thomas Axum picking up victory number 3 in the series. 19th overall in points due to his part-time schedule in this 8-race series. 3 victories, though, is not bad for being a part-time driver. Little Polish victory lap for everybody as he makes his way into the front stretch out of turn 1. And a very, very good night here. Total of 47 laps led for Thomas Axum as he pulls over into victory lane on the Richmond logo. Race summary while we take a look, folks. There it is. 30 lead changes in tonight's 130 lap championship race at Richmond. 10 total cautions on the night. Was able to beat that 10 lap per caution mark. And these guys put on one heck of a show with a 2-lap shootout there at the end. Results on the screen for your top 10 drivers. With that being said, we're going to look to move to the 3rd place finisher here tonight in the race. Coming into tonight, 6th overall in points, about 45 points behind West Holland, the series points leader. Jeff Wood, you got to be happy with where you finish at here tonight, getting a top 3 here in the championship race. May see you in a top 5 points finish. How do you feel with with your 3rd place finish here tonight?
Oh, I feel great. I mean, it's almost like I won. I know I took the pole, but battling back through some adversity, I sped on pit road there at the first pit stop, and then got involved in a wreck. So burned a quick repair early and had to fight all the way back up.
You're able to salvage all that animosity that you've got from these other drivers. Finishing 3rd here tonight, is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, always to you, Dustin, Digital Forge, John Hedrick, Over the Top Paints and Designs on Facebook. My Loose Lug Nut teammates, we had a great season. Talk more a little bit later, Dustin.
All right, we'll be back with you in a little bit for the championship ceremonies. Jeff, congratulations again for a 3rd place finish here at Richmond.
Thank you, Dustin.
All right, we're going to look to move now to 2nd place finisher here tonight. One of the guys that's found a victory lane a couple times in this 8-race series. Able to carry the Jimmy John's car up to a runner-up finish here at Richmond. A lot of brutal battling going on tonight, Wes. You're able to get this car into 2nd position. You found yourself as deep as around 10th position, able to rally it back. How do you feel with your 2nd place finish here at Richmond?
I feel good that it's over. I mean, it was a crazy race. Everybody was fast. There was no one person got out in front of the other and took off. So it was a lot of side-by-side racing.
And knowing that where you finish ahead of A.J. Brissett, it seemed like Brissett seemed to push wide in the turns there. You're able to work that lower groove out of it and get ahead of him. Looks like you're going to probably get the points championship here once we see the results posted here, but pretty much it's safe to say with you finishing behind Axum and knowing Axum's 19th in points coming into tonight's race, pretty much safe up there up front. So is there any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give currently here for your finish in the race?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to John, Jeff, and everybody that makes Loose Lug Nuts, run. And I'm glad everybody showed up this whole season. Spend like an average of 20 cars every race, which is great. We love to see that. And of course, you with Digital Forge Broadcasting, and all of our sponsors that came on board, and I think are transferring on board with our next series, RaceGear.com and SMH360.
All right, well, the points have been updated. It looks like you are going to take the championship. We're going to have a ceremony following our next interview here with Thomas Axum, so stand by. We'll look to get back with you here in just momentarily.
10-4.
That's right, folks. The points have been updated. It does look like that Thomas Axum, Wes Holland, AJ Brissett, Brian Tribble are your top three in points. No shocker there, as they were pretty much in that scenario coming into tonight's race. But we are going to give an interview here to the victor of the night, a man that always seems to steal the show even though he runs part-time in this series. Thomas Axum picking up victory number 3 here tonight at Richmond in this series on a track that we just talked with you about. Only been to once prior, never in a street stock. How did it feel to race this car tonight and to take it to victory lane?
It's awesome. It's awesome to say I beat some of the best guys, and it's real cool being able to race with them side by side. Awesome, clean racing, and put a little bit of short track racing on a bigger track. It's awesome.
One of the things we talked about during the race was the maturity in your racecraft. How a couple seasons ago, very aggressive driving, a lot more incidents out of that 13 car than there has been in the past. This season, though, you come back, you seem like you've really developed your racecraft really well. Still able to make aggressive moves, but do so in a clean manner. I know we've seen you in a lot of different races shooting for that 0 incident rate. You're able to do a lot more. Tell us, what are some of the things you've been working on to keep your racecraft as clean as possible?
Big thing is just don't get mad. Just if you get dirty, just race them clean and make them mad by passing them cleanly. And I got screwed over by myself. I put myself to the back, got an EOL for speeding, and I thought I was in a little bit of trouble, but got that caution. But just picked my way off, nice and slow, got by people who I needed to, and followed people who I needed to, and got the caution, came out like second, and just never looked back.
Well, Thomas, a heck of a job done here in the Series 3 total victories. Heck of a job, especially done tonight, picking up victory number 3. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah. Digital Forge Broadcasting, you, awesome job. All the races. I love watching, even if I'm not even in the races. I just love watching all the races. Loose Lug Nuts, John Hendrick, Jeff Wood, awesome job. Great league. Check them out. Loose Lug Nuts Racing. Tom Axum Trucking, Team AKR, and my teammate Ryan Kuhn.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Thomas. We look to see more out of you in the future.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Winner here tonight, Thomas Axum, picking up victory number 3 in the series. 19th overall in points coming into tonight. Believe that will propel him to 17th, so he moves 2 points with that victory. That's how tight this points battle was coming into tonight's race. We are going to go live now for our championship ceremony here at Richmond, talking about the Bump and Run Street Stock Series points. Joining me now are 2 of the administrators and paint scheme designer as well. John Hedrick's going to join us up here in the booth to give a little bit of ceremony. First of all, gentlemen, while you join me in the booth and before we talk to these drivers, is there any thoughts you want to reflect on as far as looking back at the Bump and Run Street Stock Series?
Go ahead with that, Jeff.
Yeah, looking back, I mean, we've got some new drivers in here from many different leagues. I think we ran better in the first half of the series, and then we got a little bit jumpy with points coming into the later half. But I mean, it finished well. It finished under green tonight. Happy for that. Really looking forward to the next series going with all these guys.
We'll talk a little bit more on that as far as what's to come up. So let's go ahead and go to our ceremonial here with Brian Tribble. Talking a lot about the Coldwell Banker Chevrolet, able to make it third overall in points, was second coming into tonight's race. A little bit of spin out there, pretty much costed you the position there, Brian, but you're able to finish third overall in the series points. Tell us your thoughts on this Bump and Run Street Stock Series.
Well, Dusty, I'm very happy to come in third overall on the championship. That's pretty cool. This race in particular was definitely a challenge. I was happy to have saved that. Hopefully it looked good on TV.
Well, to present you with your award here, we have John Hedrick and Jeff Wood with the administration on the Loose Lug Nuts and TWCVM, or if I could get my words right, TWCVM Racing Leagues.
Yeah, Brian, on behalf of Loose Lug Nuts, our sponsors, Wise Guys, TWCVM.com, Over the Top Paints and Designs, and our main sponsor, RaceGear.com, I'll be presenting you with $5 iRacing credits for your third place finish.
Wonderful, that's cool.
Is there any final thoughts you'd like to share with our viewers here before we let you go there, Brian?
I like to thank for these wonderful over-the-top paints and the designs. They're fantastic. Of course, Jeff for putting the league on too. It's been a joy.
Well, congratulations again on a job well done in this series. We look forward to seeing more out of that 22 car in the upcoming Loose Lug Nuts and TWCVM Racing Leagues.
I'll be yellow, red, and fast. See you next week.
All right, Brian. Congratulations. All right, moving on. We're going to go to a hard-fought battle here tonight. You can definitely see that he was trying to get to victory lane as much as possible. Little push tonight out of that 033 car there, AJ, but tonight you got to be happy, got to be satisfied. Moving up one position over Brian Tribble to get the runner-up finish overall in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Tell us your thoughts on the series overall.
Oh, I love this series. I can't wait for next season. We're going to be in Super Late Malls, which is going to be fun. Yeah, I had to really push the car hard today to try keeping up with Wes. He was on a whole nother level. But, yeah, overall, love the series. I'm happy I got a win and finish second in points.
All right, to present you with your award is Jeff Wood and John Hedrick with the Loose Lug Nuts and TWVCM Racing Leagues.
Yeah, AJ, on behalf of Loose Lug Nuts, our sponsors, Wise Guys, Over the Top Paints and Designs, and TWCVM.com, along with our main sponsor, RaceGear.com. We'll be presenting you with $5 iRacing credits for your second place finish overall in the points.
Well, thank you for that, and I want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank everybody from Loose Lug Nuts. You guys do a great job running this. I can't wait to be back in the Super Late Mall. It's one of my favorite cars on iRacing to drive. And while I'm at it, I just want to give a shout out to all my Driven Motorsports teammates, Jonathan, Danny, Shane, and Steven, and Next Gen Studios.
All right, well, congratulations again, AJ. We look forward to seeing more out of that 32-3 car coming up.
That will be. Can't wait.
Moving on now to the guy who's able to get it done. 2 total victories in the series, a slew of poles here in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Wreckham, West Holland, and the Jimmy John's number 4 Chevrolet takes the championship here in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Wes, you got to be satisfied with your overall finish. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on what it means to take the championship here in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series.
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, we all get on this thing to, have fun, race with each other, but it makes it that much more special when you're able to actually beat all these guys, for 8 weeks, 9, 10 weeks in a row, and actually come out with a championship.
And done it in nice, clean fashion. One of the most cleanest drivers you'll probably see out there in the league. Even though you carry the name Wreckham, you've gotten away from that whole little ordeal. Do you ever remember how they give you that nickname?
I don't know. Maybe I wrecked somebody a couple times, but I try to race all these guys as clean as I can. Racing incidents are going to happen, and people are, going to get frustrated with each other. But I still try to race everybody as clean as I possibly can.
Well, just to give you a little bit of quick stats here, folks, we're going to just do this before the awards presented. Wes Holland in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series, 2 total wins. Was able to get a couple of poles, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s out of the 940 laps that he turned in this series. A total of 147 laps led. And take a look at this, 94 incidents. That's about a 10% ratio. I mean, that's pretty well done in 940 laps. So that is an amazing job. Job well done with a win percentage of 25%. Pole position a percentage of 12%. Average start was in the top 6. Average finish, top 3. To present you with your award, Jeff Wood and John Hedrick from the Loose Lug Nuts and TWC VM. I can't get that word right here tonight, Jeff, but take it away.
Yeah, Wes, on behalf of our sponsors, TWCVM.com, Wise Guys and Overtop Paints and Designs, and our main sponsor, RaceGear.com, who has graciously donated a $50 gift certificate to go on the website and buy some racing stuff, and we hope you enjoy it, and thanks for coming out and having a great time, and congrats again on getting back towards a Loose Lug Nuts champion.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, that's great. I love to come on here and have a good time, and now I've had a chance to, actually win something. But I appreciate everything that gets put into this and all the money spent to get this, these series to run full seasons.
Well, definitely a hard-fought battle in this 8-race series, Wes. We look to see more out of you in the future and the series to come. Congratulations again on picking up the championship here in the Bump and Run Street Stock Series.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I appreciate everything you guys do and what Dustin does with Digital Forge and everybody that gets online and watches this stuff.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing more out of you, and congratulations yet again.
Thanks, guys.
Now we're going to get John here on the mic real quick. Being a sponsor in the series Over the Top Paints and Designs, I'm not going to let this guy leave without having a few words in here. Just got a pretty face to show off here tonight, so we're going to get some vocals out of Mr. Hedrick here. What does it mean to you week in and week out? I know you definitely love putting together these custom paint schemes, Over the Top Paints and Designs, sponsoring the series. What does it mean to you to see a lot of your work out there on the field?
Oh, it means a lot. People pick my paints, run them out there. It's pretty cool seeing them out there on the track.
Definitely got to love the enjoyment to see your hard work come to life out there on the track with these guys working their way through the track each night, each week. Jeff, talking about series coming up, what can we expect? With the talk of a late model, super late model series coming up next, is there anything you want to clue in the viewers on what they can expect in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we'll be, like you said, going off in 2 weeks here with the super late models. Another 8-race series broadcasted by you, Dustin, at Digital Forge. We'll be hitting a little bit some bigger tracks. We got Charlotte, Atlanta, and Kentucky, I think, are our largest tracks there, mixed in with some of the half miles and other tracks of that size. But we're also anticipating some new sponsors on board, some benefactors in the background. Thank those guys coming on board. We'll have more details posted on our Facebook page. It's Loose Lug Nuts Racing on Facebook, and probably see a poster come up on Over the Top Paints and Designs with more information.
All right, guys. Well, I definitely want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to broadcast the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. What a great 8-race series of good, hard, short track race action taking place each of the weeks. Looking forward to what we got coming up with the late models. We'll look for that information to come out probably here in the next week or two, and be back here for sure 2 weeks from tonight to kick off that series. And I just want to say thanks again, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dustin.
I just want to say thank you, Dustin, for everything you do. Without you, this whole broadcasting wouldn't be possible, and everybody at Loose Lug Nuts appreciates it.
All right. Well, we will be back in 2 weeks here with you guys to kick off a late model series. Look forward to that. Folks, you heard it there. Stay tuned. Pay attention out there to Over the Top Paints and Designs Facebook page, as well as the Loose Lug Nuts Facebook page. You'll have more information to come on this upcoming series. Congratulations on a well-done series there, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
All right, Dustin.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, what a night. What a championship night, to say the least, here at Richmond. Results from the race on your screen. Thomas Axon, Wes Holland, Jeff Wood, AJ Brissett, and Brian Tribble. Rounding out your top 5 in the race, Bad Bob Wells, David Johnson, Jason Covington, Niles Clyde, Johnny Smith. Through the top 10, looking on back, Shane McCurry, Alan Manning, Billy Wise, Stephen Kinney, Travis Zudema in your top 15, Ted Quinzel, Craig Covington, Danny Lawson, Jeffrey Conscious, John Hedrick through 20. Dustin Covington, Daniel Haney, James Haney, Charles Larr, and Keith Haney, rounding out the top 25 and the field here this evening. Again, folks, coming up, before we do that, one last shout out to our sponsors for the series. RaceGear.com, for the fans, by the fans, great merchandise, great race articles. Check them out on the web at RaceGear.com. The Wise Guys, Billy Wise's band, is sponsoring, as well as Over the Top Paints and Designs, the custom paint schemes you've seen out there designed by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Check them out on Facebook. Again, coming up 2 weeks from tonight, kicking off a new series, Late Models in Action. More to come from that. We'll have that to bring with you in our other broadcast, let people know what to tune into. I hope you enjoyed this series. It's been our pleasure being able to bring it to you. Want to know more about us? Find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. But that is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Beautiful job done. Congratulations again to the top 3 and finish. Wes Holland, AJ Brissett, Brian Tribble. Thanks again to Jeff Wood and to John Hedrick. This is Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, and we'll see you coming up Monday night.